Hey there guys, and good morning, afternoon or evening, wherever and whenever you are, and welcome back to the Forager Nuclear series. Now, if you don't remember, last episode we cured the cursed skull biome, as well as just doing a little bit of maintenance around the factory area. And if you don't see the clip at the end of the last episode, well, there's some bad news, but I'll tell you guys about it later. For now, what I'm going to do is come over here, kill this angry boar, and harvest up the resources from our farm. So, oh yeah, as well, if you don't remember, last episode we made this memorial in memory of our dear friend Windy, who sadly is not with us anymore. We don't know what happened, they just kind of vanished one day. Sadly, they haven't been seen since. But either way, I have a few plans for today because, well, we need to get some resources ready from the construction center because we have another expedition to go on. That news I heard from last episode, the north of the island, well, apparently something terrible is going on up there, and we'll see that hopefully soon we'll be able to deal with this problem. But for now, what we need to do is replant our farm, and I'm not doing the spiral pattern I was doing yesterday, and I should be because clearly the spiral pattern was working. But either way, there we go. So what I'm going to do now is head around and collect up all the resources from the top of the island, and maybe even down by our factory area as well. But either way, I'll see you when that's done. Let's do this. So guys, about what I said about the north. The north is inhabited by giant crystals. It is where the giant crystals that we keep seeing in our quarry are actually originated from. And these giant crystals, they can hold great power. And the ice mages, well, they want that power. And according to intel from Catherine, they've cast an eternal blizzard down. An eternal blizzard that is freezing the entire area. Now, I'm here wearing these earmuffs, which aren't actually earmuffs and in fact are headphones. And I'm waiting and listening for any news, hoping that I get some news soon. But what I'm going to do for now is build another furnace here quickly. And in this furnace, I'm going to make as much glass as I can. And while that is producing, I'm actually going to come down here and make some glass walls. Not walls, gates. There we go. And a bunch of glass walls. And I'm going to make that. Oh, I can't. I can only make 21 of them. But still. Basically, we need to go on an expedition to the north to find out what's really happening up there. And hopefully, fingers crossed, it's not as bad as Catherine made it out to seem, but we have to prepare for the worst and hope for the best. But either way, in the meantime, what I'm going to do is actually quickly come over here and check, and yep, we're still 100% safe here. And I'm just going to come down here to our factory area and start clearing out some more resources in here, because they are definitely taking over a bit. And looking at this, I can't see how many thingies are left to make, but we do have at least one more plastic here. And once we get 5 plastic, I'm going to start turning them into fiberglass, since we obviously need the fiberglass for the museum. But in the meantime, I'm going to make my way down here because of the shrine down here. And if you guys don't remember, we are still kind of in need of... We're still in need of the couple of artifacts, and the shrine has 5 minutes left to recharge, which hopefully shouldn't take too long. But actually, in the meantime, there's one more thing we can do before we start expeditioning, probably next episode, which is we can come over here and we can begin to craft these glacial scriptures, which, while maybe not much, can increase the wisdom we have, so increase the amount of XP we get for doing anything, but also, as far as I'm aware, may contain some information about these ice mages and ice sorcerers that we'll be having to deal with. Because, I don't know about you guys, but I am not the biggest fan of the idea of going into this battle with them alone and sort of in the dark. I don't want to have to fight these guys without really knowing anything about who they are, what they are, and what they want with these crystals, because it could be anything. We know that they hold tremendous power, but we don't know what that power can do. But either way, as you can see, I've made my way over to the desert here, and what I'm going to do over here is just quickly clear out some resources and wait for the... I'm going to check the market, see if it's restocked since the last episode. And if you can't tell, I am kind of stalling for time a little bit, waiting for our the shrine to recharge so we can use it, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we will get the archaeologist, I think it is, buff, where we are able to where it spawns a bunch of digging spots. We have collected a lot of items here. I might just slow down a little bit and wait for this to die down a bit. Oh, no, it's still going up very quickly. But either way, checking over here, we have slime floors, fairy statues, brick walls, stone floor, very expensive electronics, and black dye. I never knew slime floor has been available to make this entire time. I didn't realise I could make slime floors. Oh, I could. What I'm actually going to do as well is make a display case, because we will be using it later to store a crystal inside our expedition center within the excuse me, to store a crystal inside the expedition center within the ice biome once we start venturing out there. You never know what we could find, and well, we need to run some studies on it, basically. But speaking of studying, this is perfect timing, but we have the glacial scriptures, which means the XP we gain is increased by 60%, and if we look, I mean, I definitely think we're gaining extra XP, so hopefully we should level up a little bit faster than we were before. I mean, obviously the speed at which we're leveling up is definitely no, I don't know why I'm coughing so much. Definitely stalled so much, or stalled a little bit, because of the fact that we need a lot more XP to level up. Don't mind that, I just forgot what the sign said, I can't lie. But either way, coming over here, it actually looks like these electronics are nearly finished producing, so if I can just quickly... Oh, I've run out of energy, but they should be done any moment now. And there we go, so we now have 2 of them. And we will be needing a lot more. And this still has 2 minutes left. You know, 5 minutes feels like a very long time when you're waiting for something to recharge. But either way, what I suppose I could do is clear out some resources over here while we wait. And I actually might start using some bridges to fill in the water tiles a little bit, so we can start putting some more factories around this area, because I am looking to turn the graveyard biome sort of into factory central, as well as there is a feat for covering every single water tile on the map with something, and so I will definitely be needing to cover them eventually anyway, so might as well make a start on it while we can. But hopefully when it comes up, okay, we have 40 glass, so it'll probably be a little bit until we have enough glass to start making floors as well. But either way, clearing out the resources here, I'm going to leave this island here be for now, but what I will definitely do is come through here and clear out the resources here and start expanding the amount of factory facilities we have here, because, well, I mean, the more the merrier, right? But either way, with those cleared, what I'm going to do is build bridge and bridge across here as well, and as well as down here between this and the expedition center. And I might as well bridge over here. And with that, I'm going to now also come over here and see how many factories we can build. It's probably not going to be many. And yeah, that was it. We need a lot more glass. Oh, that used glass? I didn't realize that used glass. Oh no. Well, how do we make fiberglass? By using a lot more plastic and glass than I thought we needed. I need another 5 plastic then. Building, running a factory is definitely hard. Definitely harder than it initially seems. But either way, with that, as you can see, we definitely have a lot more of these factory facilities here, and I'm actually going to come over here and start producing some glass here as well, and just sort of be producing the resources all over as much as I can. And speaking of producing resources, I actually saw that we need more royal clothing as well, so what I'm going to do is make as much thread as I can, use all the thread to make as much leather as I can, and wait for the thread to boost so I can use the thread and the leather to make as much royal clothing as I can. But either way, coming up here and hopefully the shrine should be ready now. Chances are, knowing our luck, it probably won't be. But one can hope and dream, right? So coming up over here and knowing our luck as well, even if it is ready, we won't get a... Okay, so it is ready. Will we get the buffs that we need? Fingers crossed. No, we didn't. We got Hoarder and Dexterous. Move twice as fast, attack twice as fast. Resources drop double items, I suppose. We're just not getting what we want. Well, since these resources are dropping double items, I guess this would be a good time to go clear out the quarry and get a bunch of resources from there, but also get a bunch of XP from there, since we will be needing a bunch to level up. So what I'm going to do is come on down here and over here drink a wisdom draught. And oh, there's a watcher. Why these guys always gotta be showing up and ruining all the fun? But either way, coming down here and breaking our way through, and hopefully getting through here, to turn on the obelisk. And so guys, I will see you when this part of the quarry is clear. Let's do this. So guys, as you can see, I've cleared out this half of the quarry, and while working I collected a bunch of the crystals that we have heard that the crystals that we had that the ice sorcerers, sorry I forgot their names for a minute, or that the ice sorcerers have been collecting in order to gain power. And when we have our expedition center set up, I am planning on running some tests on them and finding out what it is exactly about them that makes them so desirable to the ice mages, because you can't tell just by looking at it. It just looks like a regular plain old crystal, but I suppose that's what it's meant to look like, in a sense. But either way, I would be producing some fiberglass right now for the museum, but clearly do not have the fiberglass for it. So what I'm going to do instead is, I'm going to head over to the museum to put what I have collected in there. And coming on down here to put all of this in the museum. And well, there we go. I'm also going to come down here to the expedition center and start forging a bunch of floors as well for our... I'm going to make 25 sets of floors, which probably won't be enough, but it is a decent start for our glacial expedition center. Because much like the skull biome, the area up north used to be just a forest like this, but well, like I just mentioned, the ice mages cast an eternal winter to somehow prevent people from being able to get to the crystals. And we're going to need to find out how to stop them to prevent everyone in there from freezing to death. Hopefully, it won't get that far. I really hope it doesn't get that far. I mean, the skull biome got pretty dicey at the end. We were 0.01% safe. We were extremely close to losing the entire biome, but thankfully, we stopped it. But either way, what I'm going to do now is come up here and harvest up the resources from the farm and just generally collect more resources in preparation for our expedition, because, well, we'll be up there a while, and we actually have a bunch of new ice gear to make that we'll be needing. Sorry, I keep coughing. A bunch of new ice gear to make that we will be. I'd like if I could speak. That we will be needing in order to have any chance of surviving against the ice mages. But either way, coming through here and clearing out all of these berry bushes, and there we go. So replanting all of these seeds. Oh no. Redigging that tile and replanting all of these seeds. And after this, I'm going to actually quickly look at what we need to craft all of the I just planted that plant in the river. How did I plant a plant? I mean, obviously plants grow in rivers, but how did I plant a berry bush in the river? I don't understand this game's logic sometimes. Sometimes it very much confuses me, but hey ho. We planted a berry bush in the river. But either way, coming through here and looking, the nomad shovel we can already make, but we need royal steel, bottled butterflies, these crystals, and that seems to be it mainly. We need a frozen relic for the amulets. And down here we need bottled butterflies, nightshades, royal clothing, lavenders. A lot of this we seem to have in decent quantities, but at the same time a lot of it we will need to collect. But either way, cosmic steel, when did we unlock that? Oh, in the astrology skill. Oh. But either way, what I'm going to do is come over here and put more glass on to smelt yet again. And come down here because, I mean, mainly royal steel seems to be what we'll be needing to produce a lot of the items that we'll be needing to produce to create the glacial gear. So what I'm going to do is hopefully speed up this gold production a little bit so we can use more of these furnaces for the production of royal steel, since we will be needing a fairly big quantity of it in order to be able to make the gear. But either way, what I might do while we wait is actually find out roughly what we'll be dealing with up here. And looking at this, there's some wildlife. And this actually does look like it will be a decent area to build our expedition center on. But there's some butterflies here, as well as a bunch of fairies. And these creatures that, oh, they drop money. And just some trees here, and this seems to be it, but I wonder if these creatures were made by the ice mages. I mean, there's 2 of them, it couldn't hurt killing one, could it? And analyzing it. Greedy. Kill a magic deer. There's a sheep. I did not expect that, but I feel like I made a mistake there. A very fatal mistake. Well, what I'm gonna do now is, I'm actually looking at this island. They could use a little bit improvement before we turn it into an expedition center. So what I'm gonna do is come down here to our flower place and see. Okay, we can make a full landfill, and hopefully we can use the landfill here to at least slightly improve the relief of the area, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we should be able to make it decent enough to make our expedition center on there. But actually, coming through here, I think, do we have enough plastic to make all the fiberglass we need? No, we need one more piece of plastic, and then we'll be able to make all 5 pieces of fiberglass that we need. But either way, coming back up here to where the magic deer was, and filling in some of these gaps, and that one there as well. And what I'm going to do quickly is build bridges around here to, like in the skull biome, make sort of a filled-in area around where our expedition center is going to go. And then come over here and add both the walls and the gates to our toolbar and start filling in roughly how this expedition center is going to look and begin construction of it. And hopefully if we can get this fully built this episode, which we may not actually have the resources for. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We may have the resources for, I can't quite tell right now, but if we can get this fully built this episode, then we can begin heading out next episode and exploring the biome fully. And we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We need 14 more. And the deer's escaping. I don't want to kill this one as well, but maybe if I keep it, if we can get it into the expedition center, then possibly we can keep it here. Oh, I do feel bad. I feel bad for killing its friend. I really do. I don't. Okay. Well, I think we'll keep this one alive. But either way, heading through here, and hopefully we can get at least one of these plastics to be fully produced soon, so that we can begin producing our fiberglass this episode as well. And we spent a lot of time this episode getting ready to build this expedition center. So much time, in fact, it's actually nearly time that I need to stop. So hopefully I can get this plastic to produce. And then I may have to cut it there for today. But I'm really struggling to speak in today's episode. I don't know why. It actually might be I've got a bit of a sore throat right now. That might have something to do with it, but I don't know. I'm just gonna grab those resources and then continue forcefully making this factory produce some plastic with some electricity. And this sure is taking quite a while to produce. Oh, and I'm running out of energy. You are correct, Mr. Forager Man, I should eat. But, there we go. It should hopefully be nearly complete now. Hopefully one more long zap from the Thunder Rod should do it. Oh, and it's a double item. Perfect. And with that, we can put on 5 fiberglass to make, which, holy lord, looking at that, will take longer than the electronics are taking to make. That's slow. But either way, what I'm going to do is may light shine on your quest. Oh, thank you, Fairy Queen, but after that deer, I don't think light is shining on me. What I'm going to do now is come over here and, as I've done a lot this episode, put on yet more glass to make. And while that's producing, I'm going to have to call it there for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed, and I did have a blast, like I always say, filming this video, even despite my sore throat. And I hope you enjoyed watching just as much as I enjoyed making the video. And obviously, if you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and share my channel with your friends if you think they would also enjoy the videos I make. But either way, until next time, I'll see you later. Bye bye. I feel so bad about killing your friend. What you're doing is giving me resources and items, and I'm just... This ground is like a memorial site for them. Well, I suppose I'll see you later.